I want the ability to heal from literally everything that I can't talk about, like everything that ever bothered me, all of my insecurities, anything I've ever been through in the past, anything from my childhood, like all of this stuff I just want to heal from. And I want to be a healthy human being. And for quite some time now, I've actually been working on this, and I've made very good process, very good progress in areas that I've struggled in a lot before. Because you see, I've noticed something, and it's not just me, but I've noticed like people when they go through things, like it feels like it's the end of the world, and when they feel that hopelessness and that dread, that what they come up with, the solution, suicide. And this is a serious issue in like everywhere around the world, like, and it's really sad that you lost someone like that, especially when you could have helped them, or when you know a way that they could have helped themselves, but it's just like now they're gone, and it's really unfortunate. And if you're ever to the point where you're thinking of doing that to yourself, of ending your own life, please reach out to someone, because you matter. And it's way better for you to like cry on someone's shoulder and be a crybaby about something. I wouldn't call it a crybaby, because having emotions is not weak, but yeah, if you're ever to that point, it's better to have you crying on someone's shoulder than for someone else to be crying at your grave, Like, people care about you, and you should reach out if you're struggling with that. And this desire to heal from everything just comes from me, like, wanting to be a better human being, because the honest truth is that, like, you might not do it on purpose, but when you're struggling with things and dealing with hard things, like, you become like a slightly worse human being. Like the way that you treat other people, and the stuff that you get other people into with you and everything. Like, even if you don't realize it, you kind of like, it's like you almost kind of like bleed onto other people, the people who are responsible for why you started bleeding in the first place. Not that you're actually bleeding. I hope not. That's a metaphorical sense for emotional pain. And I've realized something about healing. I've had a big misconception about it. So, healing is this thing that I always thought, oh, I gotta write down, I love myself like a million times. I gotta constantly reflect on the bad things I've done and the bad things that's happened to me, and forgive people. And I've gotta be this introspective, healing type person to always look back on things. And I would just think that you have to just look back on things, like realize a truth, to journal a truth about it, that's like comforting for yourself and also truthful. But that's not necessarily how you do it, because going back on things willingly to try to heal it, it's not a bad thing, but it's a right way to go about it. Because I've realized, like, if you're someone like me, you find it very hard to be like, to feel like safe and secure in yourself. And I'm not saying that in a literal like, I'm in danger, I'm about to die, someone's trying to kill me. I don't mean it like that when I say I don't feel safe or secure. Feeling safe or secure is meaning like you can feel emotional pain, you can go through loss and still be integrated within yourself. You can still live. You're not going to be wanting to like end your own life. Like, you can get through things without spiraling or going crazy. That's what that means. And I see that I'm not the only one that goes through that, because I'm not very safe or secure in myself, and I know that, and I really am trying to work on that and get better at it. Healing is really something that happens when your nervous system stops feeling so threatened over these things. Like like a breakup, you losing a friend, or some other things that you can go through, like it won't make you spiral or make it feel like unbearable. Like even though it's hard things, like it's like when you're not safe in yourself and stuff, it's like life can't go on. Like this thing has ruined your life now, you know? But like I said, the goal is to have a nervous system that stops feeling threatened. Because everyone is going to have like these hardships and everyone is going to go through like some form of pain. Like it's inevitable in life and it's not always a bad thing. Like pain teaches us things, emotional and physical. Like you touch something poisonous, like a poisonous plant, your hand starts hurting. You realize, oh, I shouldn't touch plants like that. I shouldn't touch poisonous stuff. And yeah, stuff like that. Like even emotionally, you can think like, oh, maybe being friends with people who are not the best people and who make fun of me constantly, maybe those aren't the type of people I should be friends with. I should be friends with people who make me feel good about myself. They don't have to do all the work for me in loving myself, but they sure don't have to pull me down with them in their own insecurities, you know? And when you have a nervous system that feels threatened, it's like you're always constantly anxious of what others will do and say to you, even if you don't realize it sometimes. Most of the time when you realize this, it's when you're in a relationship and there's this thing called anxious attachment. And it's basically being anxious that someone will leave you or not treat you well or do bad things, stuff like that. And it's when it's obviously not true and you view things as abandonment when it's not really that at all. I mentioned how I talked about journaling, and there's other things like meditation and reflecting back on things. And like I said, those aren't necessarily bad things, but it's not what healing is itself. Those are supports of healing, but not the mechanism of healing itself. And sometimes we think of healing, other people think of healing as the wrong thing too. The goal is not to have like no pain or no hardships. The goal is to have like a system, a nervous system that doesn't feel so threatened all the time. Like you can try all of those things that I mentioned, but you're probably still gonna have trouble when you go through something again. That's because healing doesn't respond to effort the same way building a skill does. Like it's really not the same as like learning to play guitar, because like that's just something you keep doing over and over and then eventually you get good at it. But healing doesn't work like that. So basically healing looks like this. A feeling comes, you don't fight it, you don't turn it into identity, you regulate your body, you continue living, life goes on for you, you don't dwell on these things constantly, and you move on. And basically, through all of that, your system, your nervous system learns you survived and that you can survive through these things, even if they're really rough. So to summarize this video, healing isn't just the cute actions that you hear about. It's also about like having a system that's that feels safe and secure in yourself. Because if you don't feel safe and secure in yourself, you can't truly heal from anything. Like maybe intellectually you'll know why this thing happened and why it leads to this, but once you feel that thing, once you go through that, you'll feel like the whole world is ending. And in reality, it's really the world isn't ending at all actually. Your nervous system just feels very unsafe. So, next video, I'll be basically talking about the actions you can take and everything you can do to make your nervous system feel safe. And it's like, it really is a whole process, and it's gonna be worth it. And I'm still learning to work through this. And it might be a vlog like video. You guys are gonna be working with me, kinda, because I want you guys to see how you can do it and hear about it both. And like, it's not just me teaching you something. Like, me and you are both actively learning and healing. So yeah, it's okay. It's okay to not be okay. Okay, bye guys.